Okay, so last time we were told to go get this device with hundreds of years of paradox data recorded. And wouldn't you know it, we can conveniently get him exactly 200 years.
It's a very literal definition of hundreds. I mean, just barely. I don't know, I think it's possible that they might have just been writing that into the numbers that they already had.
Well, whatever works, you know?
Is this my monitoring device?
It's like this is like the new generation of lazy fetch quests. They can make it seem like it's interesting and dynamic by making you go across time eras, but no.
Now, let's see here.
I'm trying to think of any fetch quests that have actually been, like, engaging and not just dumb.
Calculations are correct, then the cause of the paradox.
Yeah, there's a reason that they're universally derided.
If I report this to the government, they should have enough data.
But sadly, they're just too easy to put in the game.
Something for your trouble. Thank you both so much.
It's that or, like, the new shit is having an automated thing that you go into in a menu and it starts some other guy doing a stupid quest for you, and you have to wait 50 real-life minutes.
Ugh.
It's like, look guys, we've revolutionized fetch quests by making other people do them. No. I bet that's going to be in Final Fantasy 15 somehow.
Shh, don't give them ideas.
I mean, yeah, I have a little bit of faith in 15. It'd be a lie if I said I had no faith. But Square Enix have been paying attention, and they do keep on going on about successful monetization. So I'm pretty sure that a lot of this stuff is going to end up... Oh well.
Why is Sarah just doing laps around the room?
Because her AI is very confused. It's trying to get to Noel, and it doesn't quite know how.
Good job, AI.
Alright, so this guy, he's from the government, and he's gonna let us touch the machine.
Oh boy.
Unlike previously. But we can't touch the machine because we need passwords in order to activate it.
What a sensible security system. So the guy who had it is dead, and we're going back in time to...
Well, no, see, do you remember this guy? The guy who was, like, wasn't part of anything?
Oh.
Is this what he's a part of?
Yes, this is what he's a part of. So, he doesn't remember his name, so he can't tell us anything. So now we have to go... So we went from 100 to 300, back to 100 to 110. Now we're back at 100 again to talk to this woman, who will tell us about the guy who disappeared.
This is a very convoluted sequence for just forgetting one password.
This is like a fucking trading quest. Oh no, I wonder where he is. If only somebody knew where he is. And who he is. Well, this whole thing is an enormous heaping pile of bullshit.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
But I guess this is the point where we can start slowly unraveling it.
Where am I? Why can't I remember anything?
Also, does nobody in the Academy have name tags or ID cards or anything?
Alright, so guys, what's his name?
Horn, it's Horn.
I think it's Amador.
I don't know. That doesn't
See, this is the game, it can't commit to having the funny option. You gotta react to that.
Yeah, that's boring.
Yeah, come on, like you'd expect at minimum that if you told him that his name is Kaios, then they should start having him speak in Kai's intonation, like a good imitation of Liam O'Brien, and have him say stupid hammy things.
Yeah, just have a little fun with this. So, now he remembers everything? Just from his name?
That's right, we told him his name, and now he remembers absolutely everything.
JRPG amnesia.
Now imagine if there were just a rose bush here and he just pricked himself on a thorn.
Here, take it. I've written down the password. Maybe you can save everyone.
I could totally buy that happening in the JRPG though.
Thanks to my
Mog, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, we sure did, Mog. We sure did.
Like, it's bad enough that they wrote the stupid high-pitched voice comic relief thing, but then they've actually started having him butt in on already unimportant side quests.
Why is that a thing with, like, mascot characters in JRPGs?
Oh wait, the mystery deepens. Somebody tried to kill Thorn.
Oh no!
I can totally bring myself to care.
Alright, so the only thing that you have to go on is that Noel just casually mentions that there are clues in the future. So I hope you figured out that means you were supposed to come back to Brescia 300.
I didn't figure that out.
I probably would have just gone to Game Facts.
It's pretty much what most of this is for. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that the Square Enix of the era would have honestly tried to do in a transparent bid to sell strategy guides without thinking of, the existence of game packs, like what happened with Final Fantasy IX, except from a team that hasn't learned from the spectacular failure of that project. By the project I mean the strategy guide, not the game. Although Square does consider Final Fantasy IX a failure because it only sold about 5 million copies. I mean, fucking terrible bullshit is that.
Alright, so now we get to interact with the machine, and we have one absolute final puzzle room to do.
Is it a clock puzzle?
It is not a clock puzzle, thank God.
Huh. Well, that's... I guess it's a small blessing. Oh hey, it's an instance of the one actual good puzzle in the game.
It's hidden in the labyrinth?
One puzzle I actually almost kinda like.
Explains why we couldn't seem to find it anywhere.
How do you sense a password?
Well, you start by being a character in a JRPG.
Yeah, that's a good start.
I don't really know what you do in the middle. But yeah, sensing a password is some Kingdom Hearts level bullshit. Speaking of Kingdom Hearts, I have an amusing anecdote to pass the time. Recently, was at a concert featuring London Symphony Orchestra with Nobuo Uematsu in attendance playing Final Fantasy music. Yay, everyone get super happy and pay lots of money and give a 10-minute standing ovation. Anyway, he took questions beforehand, and one of the questions, the guy started with some standard opening about "Hi, I'm a fan," etc. And then he goes on to say, so like Square Enix has its two biggest franchises, obviously Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts. And at this point, about 50% of the audience sort of subconsciously face-palmed. Wait, that's my amusing anecdote.
I saw you guys just disappear into thin air. How did you do that? Where did you go?
Holy shit, somebody actually commenting on the fact that we're fucking around with time?
Nonsense. We can't speak to him.
He doesn't belong here.
That guy's an anomaly. That guy's a paradox.
Obtained both of the passwords? Well, let's try them out and see if they're the real deal.
So,
The news is the passwords were correct, but now we're faced with a new mystery.
game,
This paradox.
What are you doing, game?
what?
20 AF. Someone tampered
I-
with the control unit, which looks to be the cause of this entire situation. The culprit was responsible for the monster population increase, and for taking out those...
This is the dumbest shit ever.
that a group that opposed the Academy's ideals used
But no, see, in 20 AF, like, all this shit happened, and this would be, we can go back in time and we can fix this, right, guys?
and why.
Right?
You two were a great help in solving this tough
That
situation.
seems
Government representatives
sensible, and thus is why I have a great fear that that's not what's going to happen.
No, it's not. You can rest assured that whatever might have happened in 20 AF, we are not going to see it. Instead, we're going to go fight a monster that we should have fought about 10 hours ago.
it is. turns out to be a dangerous monster, make sure to destroy it on the spot.
That was a hell of a motivational speech.
So since we were supposed to fight this thing probably 10 hours ago, does that mean this monster's hilariously weak for this point of the game?
Oh, hell yeah.
Excellent.
Also, the thing said Kalavinka fragment. Wasn't that the thing that Vanille fished in the cutscene?
Yes, yes it is.
Huh.
If we don't defeat this monster,
Also,
who knows
what
what'll happen to Cocoon?
what is going on with the characters in the background there? Why is everyone crossing and uncrossing their arms?
Because that's the standard idle animation.
Ugh.
Everyone's just getting all pouty that they have to keep running back and forth.
So, this thing.
Yeah, this is me assuming that this is going to be much more difficult than it actually is.
So, after all this, it just comes down to, yeah, we spawned the monster, go kill it, and watch the plot token come out.
JRPG side quests.
Oh well. So, is this even theoretically an interesting fight?
Not in the slightest. I mean, unless you think bosses from Chapter 3 of Final Fantasy XIII are interesting.
Not especially. But I mean, are we actually doing this far too late? Or like, is there any conceivable situation in which this would be an interesting fight, or at least an even one?
Considering that you don't have access to this area until at least a dying world, I'm gonna go with no.
Game balance. Oh well. We managed to take off like 10% of its health before it was even staggered at 120%. So, I get the impression that this isn't going to last very much longer.
I don't know what would give you that impression.
Me neither.
4 minutes. 4 minutes.
4-minute target time. Well, even that, at 57 seconds in reality. Balance.
So hey, we got a thing, and that totally undoes all that
Can't believe a
stuff
man-made
from
machine could bring forth such a
90 years
terrible
ago,
monster.
I guess.
Paradox, too.
This somehow all makes sense, and I'm sure we've learned a very important lesson. Oh, thank you, Noel.
Does that sound about right?
This is actual dialogue that a human being wrote.
People are much more scary than monsters, Kubo.
Also, are you guys excited to see our big reward?
Risked our
Oh
lives
boy.
in some case, Kubo.
I'd say this had better be worth it, but I'm not dumb enough.
You, but bits and bobs and household
Excuse me?
Kubo. No one needs 10 years worth of toilet paper, Kubo. No one. I had no choice but to decline their offer. The government is
And we don't even get it?
Oh, we do. We do. We will get a key item, which is literally a voucher for 10 years of toilet paper.
Well, okay, I guess you can at least give him a little bit of credit for following through on that terrible, terrible resolution.
Is there any use for this coupon?
Not in the slightest.